Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and do a re-review of the Andromeda 2020 and to go from there. Before I go on further, I'm going to go and put some notes on the screen. Please note that whatever is in the notes is a little bit different from what's in the video. And yeah, let's get right to it. Okay, so this was an interesting journey. Basically, this sounds very, very, very different from the way I used to remember it. And so I kind of want to talk about it, but it actually does kind of make sense. Because when you look at when I last posted the Andromeda 2020, this was before I heard Jazeera Defiant. This was before I heard Civica Q. This was before I heard QE Astral. This was before I heard Misty Blue. This was before I heard like a lot of game-changing IEMs. So I didn't have that for context back then. But now that I'm hearing it, I'm like, oh shit. Like basically the bar has risen where this is no longer as great as I remember it because some other IEMs are just better. So, okay. So before I go on further, I went through a bunch of ear tips, check out the notes because I actually go through all the diagrams and exactly how each ear tip sounded. But in the end, I actually found that the SpinFit W1 purples actually worked for this particular IEM. And I've tried basically a ton of different IEMs. The other thing also was that I tried different sources because I'm like, damn, everything I do, it's just too warm for me, right? So I checked out the Motu M2, I checked out the Apple dongle, I checked out it doesn't matter, dude. I mean, for me, like maybe I can't tell the difference, but like it doesn't materially change the score. It is what it is. It's kind of like the scene in Mean Girls, like stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's like that is what this IEM sounds like.
Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
So what does it sound like to me? Well, it's warm. It's warm tilted. Let's go over things. So, is this basically kind of like in the box of like Kiwi or Astral and Cadenza 4 and TOS Pro, where these are these IEMs are more V-shaped and bright tilted with nice bass and nice vocals, a little bit bright tilted. No, it doesn't sound like these guys. Is it a straight up V-shaped IEM? No, it's not. Is it a neutral IEM? No, it's not. Is it a bright IEM? Oh hell no, it's not a bright IEM. Is this a IEM with drops of warmth in it? So let me give you an example of that like the Cranier Daybreak. I wouldn't call it straight neutral, but I wouldn't call it V-shaped, but I wouldn't put it in the warm poo box. It's got drops of warmth in it. Twister or Woodnote has like drops of warmth in it. Like I would say it's not here. It's in the warm poo box, man. I'm telling you. Basically, it's in this box here. Basically, it's kind of in the line of like I was actually finding myself that when I was listening to it, it kind of is along the lines of like Apple Explorer, but it doesn't graph that way. Kind of in the lines of Zigot Lush, but it doesn't graph that way. Kind of in the lines of like Astralis, but it doesn't graph that way. And kind of in the lines of like Mega 5 EST, but it doesn't graph that way. It is, to me, it has this kind of warm, slightly sleepy kind of tonality to it, that's kind of how it sounds like to me. But it doesn't. What's insane about this IEM is it graphs like nothing. There is nothing out there that graphs like this. But it's not because nothing graphs like it. It's because not a lot of people have graphed it. But I suspect that if more people graphed this, we would start to see that it would kind of probably be more closer to IEMs, not in the bright box, not in the neutral box, but probably more towards warm sort of IEMs. Okay, so the other thing, let's talk about bass. So the bass here, I'm going to actually give it a grade of B. It's actually good. It's a little bit thumpy-ish. You know what it is? It's kind of, it reminds me of the bass in the Divine with Kiwi Ears Flex. It's like thumpy, but it doesn't have punch. It doesn't have that snap. It doesn't have that, it's not punchy. It's not snappy. So, it doesn't have impact. It's not aggressive. It's more kind of a push, laid back kind of bass on it, which is, so I would say it's more like kind of like a grade of B. The sub bass to me,
I don't really got no tights. I just wanna fuck all night, yeah.
it sounds more below correct. So I feel like it needs a little bit more sub bass than what's shown. But please note that, that's with the W1 ear tips. Some actually did show correct amount of sub bass, but what would happen is that the vocals would suffer. It would get even more kind of muddled. But at least on these ear tips, it's around like below correct. But honestly, if you put in Kiwi Ears Flex, you'd probably get around correct or above correct easily. But you would suffer in other areas. In terms of female vocals,
Tell you all the things I'd never said before.
I'm going to go ahead and give this a grade of B. So female vocals, they sound like kind of warm, kind of smooth, but they can sound a little bit muffled and a little bit pushed back. And I'm a little bit confused, or no, I'm not so confused anymore, but I was confused for like a little bit. I was like, why do they sound so super warm and super pushed back? Because in my old review, I didn't say that. And I'm thinking, and that's what I did. I swapped through, like I used the exact same ear tips I did last time, which was the Duna Candies. And then I used like basically the same source. I did everything exactly the same as before. And it sounds freaking warm. Like it just sounds like a big, like warmish blanket over the recording. And I think I figured it out. It's because sometime after that review was done, I'm talking about this, that's when a lot of these sorts of IMs started popping in that I didn't have before. So like I didn't have like Tops Pro, I didn't have Misty Blue, I didn't have Kiwi Ear Astral. These actually change the landscape. Back then I didn't have Sibga Q to compare to. That dramatically changes the game, because now I'm starting to see like other things. Like I didn't have Australis before. I didn't even have Divine back then, right? So when I listen to this now and I compare it to IMs I've ranked A for vocals, this is not A. This is just B. This is like good. Honestly, it's not that great on vocals. Like honestly, it really isn't, right? And for some reason I thought it was before, but now things have changed. The problem is that female vocals, it sounds like their vocals are muffled and there's like a blanket over their voice, and it sounds basically like they're it just sounds, the vocals are not coming through. And I was trying all sorts of things to try to fix it, and in the end I was like doing last resort. Okay, last resort, let's do a little bit of EQ. And I found that basically, I showed little tweaks in there, and it does actually improve it and add a little bit more presence to it. But in general, this is what it is. It's a little bit, at least to me, it sounds quite warm tilted. Okay, let's talk male vocals.
Her love kept me trying. She does her best.
So for male vocals, I'm actually going to say it's somewhere between a grade of A and a grade of S. So some of that warm kind of nature actually kind of lends nicely to male vocals, and it makes it sound a lot nicer and a lot fuller. I'm actually leaning S on this one. But just to play it safe, I have a low confidence S, high confidence. But I also don't think it's just an A. I think it's between an A and an S. It's really, really, really spectacular male vocals on here. So amazing male vocals on here. Soundstage is wide, actually, and I remember saying that for like a warmish sort of IEM, it is unusually wide for the Soundstage. But now, while this is much brighter, I wanted to check in the end, but the YU9Q has vastly more Soundstage than this one, so things have changed a little bit. Okay, so next thing, let's talk about harsh instruments. So what happens when a lot of harsh instruments come in? This is impervious, basically nothing. It was like Luna was playing and it was like, it's like nothing, right? So basically it's pretty smooth. Okay, what about separation? So I thought separation was actually pretty good on here. It was actually, like, I didn't think it was exceptional, but I thought it was actually pretty dang good. Sibilance
can be found in season 7, episode 6 of Seinfeld.
Basically at normal volume, you're basically getting almost like no sibilance. And then basically at higher volume, it's weird, because it does get spicy, actually. That's what I thought was kind of strange, is that, like, so at regular volume, you get, like, nothing. But when you crank it, it does get a little spicy, which is actually kind of strange. So it does show that some clarity is hidden in the mix, and then it comes out when you raise the volume a little bit. But yeah, overall, like, that's my overall sense on what this kind of sounds like.